It's Miss Melinda again from Charleston, First Church of the Nazarene. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, I love you. Good morning to all of my Storytime friends. I'm so glad that you've come to join me again for another Bible story. Today we'll be reading A Queen Named Esther. And I'm so excited to share this story with you. Are you ready to begin? Let's do it. A Queen Named Esther. Long ago, in a kingdom named Persia, there was a king that needed a new queen. His helpers said, "King Xerxes, let us help you find the perfect girl to be your queen." King Xerxes thought about it. "Yes, find me the perfect queen." So King Xerxes lived in Persia, and he needed to find a queen. Let's see who his helpers will find. The king's helpers found a girl named Esther. She was Jewish. Esther lived with her cousin, Mordecai. The men wanted Esther to meet the king. Mordecai said to her, "Go and meet the king. It's a good idea." So Esther met the king. King Xerxes said, "You will be a very good queen." And soon she became Queen Esther. Is that how people get married today? No. Today we get married for love. Hopefully someday you will go out and meet a man or woman that you love, and you'll be able to be married too. But back in the old days, when the Bible was written and when these stories were happening in real life, that's often how a king found a wife. His helpers went out and found someone for him. Now, the king had many people helping him. Haman was the king's main helper. He was not a nice man. He hated Jewish people. Haman wanted them to go away. So he talked King Xerxes into making a new law. This law put all the Jewish people in danger. So Haman is trying to get the king to put Jewish people in danger. But who do we know that the king loves who's Jewish? Esther. Mordecai heard about the new law. He had to tell Esther. Maybe she could help the Jews since she was now the queen. "Esther," Mordecai said, "God made you queen for a good reason. You must help save God's people from Haman's evil plan. Please talk to the king. Only he can save us." So Mordecai believes that God led Esther to become the queen so that she could help the Jewish people. Let's see what happens. Esther knew she had to help. It would not be easy, but she thought of a plan. "Please help me be strong and brave, God," Esther prayed. "I need to go talk with the king." What did Esther do when she was worried about helping the Jews? That's right, friend. She talked to God about it. And you know what? Anytime that we're scared or worried, we can talk to him too. We can pray just like Esther did, and he will listen and help us through our struggles. "King Xerxes, may I ask you something?" Esther said. "Yes," said the king. "Please ask me for anything. I will try to give it to you." Esther said, "I am making a nice dinner. I would like you and your helper Haman to join me." The king said, "Yes." So King Xerxes and Haman went to eat dinner with Queen Esther. They were very happy. The food was delicious. The king asked Esther, "Now, Esther, what can I do for you?" Esther said, "Haman tricked you. You signed a law. It says to get rid of all the Jews. King Xerxes, I am a Jew too." Haman could not believe his ears. Esther knew about his plan. Now he would not get his way, and the Jews would be safe. What did Esther do so she knew that the king and Haman would listen to her? She cooked them a nice meal. You know, I've always heard that statement to be true too. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. King Xerxes was very angry. He could not believe his helper Haman would do this evil thing. He did not like being tricked. The king called his guards. He said, "Get Haman and arrest him right now." The guards took Haman away. He would not be able to hurt the Jews ever again. Now the king needed a new helper. He knew Queen Esther's cousin, Mordecai, was a good man. He asked Mordecai to be his helper now. Mordecai said yes. The king was happy. He knew Esther and Mordecai were good people to have as helpers in his kingdom. Esther and Mordecai were happy. They were glad they could help the king and God's people. So because Mordecai talked to Esther and helped her to be able to talk to the Lord to help the Jews, he was rewarded with a place in the king's court too. God's people were very happy too. Esther was a hero. She had saved the Jews from Haman's plan, and they were all safe. Hooray for Queen Esther, they cheered. Look how happy all the people are. God used Esther to save his people. Thank you, God. And this may be the end of the story, but it's not the end of the amazing things that God can do for us, friends. Esther was a regular Jewish girl living with her cousin, just a regular person. And God found a way for her to become queen so that he could help his people. And all she had to do to fulfill her role was trust him and pray to him and ask him for guidance. You never know what God has called you to do, friends, until it's time to step forward and do it. So you need to trust him, put your faith in him, and don't be afraid to pray and ask him for help and guidance, and the Lord will show you the right way. And I think it's also important, too, to look back on what Esther did when she needed to talk to the king and Haman. Was she rude and disrespectful? No. The way that she was able to talk to them was she was kind to them. Look at the fancy meal she cooked for them, even for Haman, who she knew was doing a bad thing. And I think what we need to remember from what Esther did is that when you need to get a point across, it's always better to be kind and to trust people to do the right thing. Even if it feels like someone's not always being nice to you, it's better to do the right thing by them. I hope you've enjoyed our story this evening, friends. I really miss seeing you at church, and I know that you want to be back together again so that we can all enjoy fellowship with one another and seeing Pastor Randy every Sunday. But until that time, I hope you'll join me for my Bible stories and just come together and let me know what you think of them. And please remember, friends, your family at Charleston First Church and Elk River Church of the Nazarene loves you very, very much. Until next time, have a great day, friends.